Hi everybody, Rachel here today to talk to you about why pulling is so important when it comes to running. Pulling, and what I mean by pulling is pulling your feet off the ground when you run. Pulling is important because it allows you to do two things. Number one, it allows you to use the strongest muscles in your body for your movement. And number two, it allows your body to stay in alignment, which means that you're going to avoid injury. When you think about pulling, I want it to be the only word that you think of when you think about what your body is doing when you're running. It's gonna replace words like step, stride, stride out. The only thing you should be doing is pulling your feet off the ground. And when I say pulling your feet off the ground, this is what it looks like. Okay, so notice that my feet are still underneath my hips, my ankles are under my hips, my shoulders are over my hips. When I want to add movement to this, I'm gonna fall forward from my hips and it looks like this. Okay, nice and easy. The reason why alignment is so important, let me show you that. So if I'm running and I swing my leg out in front and land in a heel strike, which of course we see with a lot of runners, my body is now out of alignment. My ankles are not underneath my hips. And the only thing that I can do from this position is land on my heel, and I now have to get my body in front of my leading foot. And how that's gonna happen is I'm gonna push off my toes, and this is where a lot of calf injuries can come from. And now the only thing I can do from this position is swing forward with my hip flexors, which are very small muscles on the front of your hips. So I'm swinging forward with my hip flexors, and the only thing I can do is repeat the cycle, land out in front on that heel, and I've got to push forward on my toes again. The reason why we want to avoid that is we're relying on really small muscles to move our body forward. That's where injury is going to happen, and that's where inefficiency will happen. So once again, a reminder, we are pulling. And that's pulling, everybody.